Thanks, guys. Ryan said, my name is Joel Rodriguez. I'm the head coach for OD Memphis this week. I cannot thank you guys enough for coming to join us this week and trusting us with your most prized possession, which is what? Your kids, right? Your sons. And trusting us with the ability to make them better young men, better players, and obviously better citizens. Okay, so what I always do at these games, first of all, try to start out with some personal intros, okay? I think it's important for you guys obviously to know who is going to be around your sons this week and who's going to be in charge to make sure that they get to the right places and they stay safe, okay? There's a very, very developed team, okay? Working very well of coaches, counselors, store personnel, operations people, so on and so forth, that have a very, very key role in every step of the way. Okay, this camp is not just a football camp, but there's people going to be involved in charge of getting your sons to and from the dorms to the meetings, and to and from the field to the dorms, and make sure that they're well fed, and make sure that they're resting, time to rest, make sure that they're being cared for when they're injured or hurt or whatnot, and all that's something we take very, very seriously. Okay? So I want to take a quick opportunity just to recognize every member of that team is here, and you've seen throughout the week doing great work here throughout the week. But I want to take a quick minute to recognize those folks. First of all, okay, you guys saw Jeannie Vision, really hanging vision. Miss Jeannie has done, how many camps now? 50 plus camps?
15 seasons, people. 8 camps usually a summer.
Nice job. What Miss Jeannie does, okay, which y'all won't see a lot of because she's behind the scenes, is she makes sure she gets here on Thursday and Friday. She sets up the meal rooms, the practice fields, the banners, the tents, the water. She makes sure that the walk from the hotel to the field is safe, from the field to here. Every detail, here's where they're living, where they're going to sleep, who they're going to sleep with, where they're going to eat, how they're going to get there. Every detail is mapped out so that we have a great plan and no issues we went into, obviously, throughout the week. So her team, which include a handful of people on our right now, obviously, do a phenomenal job, right? Another thing that is buying a football camp is equipment. You got to have balls and cones and hand shields and guys that are running equipment, shoulder pads, help, so on and so forth. We have a great equipment guy named John here. John, all right? John's kind of the tour counselor and all guys who have the ring equipment already. I already met John. He's put the tape on your helmet with the names. Then they have please go see him. We go back to the field. We'll get the truck most days. And he'll do a great job of making sure that your sons are well prepared to be in a full contact football practices throughout this week. Okay. We also have people that are going to be in charge of making sure that your sons are well equipped, not only with the equipment for the practice, but also t-shirts, short socks, mouthpieces, snacks and BB Gatorades, pizza at nighttime, so on and so forth. And that's our store personnel as well as our video people. So the girls, please from the store, right? Please, KB, right? And then it is. She's back in the store right now, but they do a phenomenal job for the parents who maybe can't hear every single day. We'll watch online. These are people that film that make that happen for you guys. So we really appreciate them. They're going to walk around throughout the week campers and grab a couple of you guys and interview and ask questions about camp and your experience, and if you're a repeat camper, so on and so forth. And they do a great job of kind of chronicling what we do from week to week in the locations we go. Okay? Also, as happens, hopefully not this camp, but at some football camps, guys get dinged up, get some bruises and bumps and everything, headaches, whatever it is, dehydration issues. And when that happens, we're very proactive in sending those campers over to the trainer and make sure that it's their responsibility to kind of work a triage unit, make sure the people that can get back to us as soon as possible, so they don't miss any instruction. And they actually are injured or have some serious issues, that they get dealt with as well. We have a first-class trainer here. All right, please, with your answer. All right, he's a great job. He's a repeat OD trainer, correct? Okay, has done this camp many times over. He's a great job. We also want to thank our very, very gracious hosts, University of Tennessee Health and Health and Science Center. Is that what it is? Health and Science Center. I'm sorry, it's my first time here in this location, but we got here on Thursday, the tour group of the staff, and I mean, I said before, every question we usually ask to get someplace, as far as meals or locations or setups, whatever, was answered before we even got here. We have a great locale right here where we can eat all our meals, have our opening and closing ceremonies. There's a room downstairs for the kids to kind of cut loose a little bit in between practices. We have a very safe and very spacious field. Water and ice are delivered to us, Gatorade, and so on and so forth. We could not ask for a better host this week than UTL Sunshine. I know Franklin is here. I want to sure Franklin raise his hand, all right? And your staff as well, please, guys, all right? Come on, extremely gracious. They've been great to us. And Frank, this is your 10th year with OD, involved with OD as a host. So we really do appreciate Frank's service and their hospitality. And we're going to talk about how we act as guests, obviously, this week when we're in all these buildings and the hotel as well, campus. Okay? And last but not least, our coaching staff. All right, we met for the first time with staff yesterday. We talked about our experiences. All right, we have this coaching staff. It's a pretty small staff, only 6 coaches. We have upwards of 50 years of coaching experience, numerous state championships at the high school level, individual players and coaches, a couple of national titles at college level, some professional playing experience. It's as good and as solid and as well versed a coaching staff as you're going to find, okay, for these kind of summer camps in this location. Okay, so all the coaches give you their hand, all right, stand up, we're going to be acknowledged. Football, most of them coached in college, coached in high school, coached in college football, some coach pro ball. They are going to make your sons phenomenally better players and young men on Wednesday afternoon when you get it back than when they receive this afternoon at 2 o'clock. I promise you, that's our promise as an organization, OD to you as parents. Okay? So let's talk about OD for a second, kind of what the company's all about. For some of you, this may be your first experience with OD, with offense defense, okay? What the company has done over the last 43 years, okay, young guys, right? 43 years. It's a long time for one company to do it at a high level, okay? They have been the first and foremost authority in full contact football camps over the summer, okay? Last year alone, 27 young men that were drafted in the NFL draft had strong ties to offense defense camps, whether it be as campers in the summer, as partakers in their All-American Bowl game in December at high school. In fact, the #1 pick in the draft 2 years ago, Cam Newton, played his own. He was not invited to he was talking about Auburn game, he was not invited to the Auburn game in high school, but he did play in the OD All-American Bowl in December, and that propelled him to University of Florida, which they got into Auburn and so on and so forth. So it is it's going to be taken very, very seriously. And the talent level at these camps, we see every single year, it's better and better and better. It's a testament to you guys, to your coaches back home, whether it be high school, youth league, or middle school guys, they coach up throughout the year. And it's our job to make sure that we get you to make you better players and young men when we drop you off on Wednesday, when we see you today. Okay, I promise it's going to happen this week with this coach staff and these young men. Okay, so now what the offense-defense experience has become, okay, for the parents who are business, and I talked to a parent earlier today about what they're doing now, it's really phenomenal, okay, because it used to be where it was just a couple summer camps, across the country every year, and you would see us against the next summer, okay. The offense-defense experience has become a year-round deal, and a year-round thing, the same way football has become a year-round event, with all-star games and all-star training and so on and so forth. So has offense-defense, okay. And what you have now is an organization that is completely committed, okay, to bettering its clients, which you guys can, okay, to putting you in the best light possible to make you better suited for college and hopefully pro football, okay, and give you all the tools needed to get to that next level, okay. And how they do that is with obviously summer camps in the summer. That's a huge part of it, okay. It's probably the most hands-on integral part of the process that we have, okay? But you also have football academies now that we're putting on in the spring. What they're going to grow to going forward is having it was kind of a pilot project this spring. They brought in a couple small academies in a couple locations to see kind of what the response would be. It was a phenomenal response. It was a great turnout, and the feedback we got from people that were involved in it was huge. So now next spring, so please parents and campers look around as you grab those football academy flyers in the store. They're going to have academies in pretty much every single city or area where they have a camp in the summer. That's going to be a 2-day event where you're coached by college coaches NFL coaches or from NFL players, okay, and your individual craft, lineman, quarterback, whatever it is, right? Every single rep, every single drill, every single thing you're being coached on is being filmed. The same way it is for us college coaches when we coach our kids back home. Okay? Every drill, every team period, everything is filmed. Okay? And then you go back right after that practice with that coach and you watch that film. And you get constructive coaching on the film, which is good, which is bad, and improve. And you'd be amazed at how much good you get in just those 2 days from being coached in the field, seeing it for yourself with your own eyes, okay, and then going back out and improving on that the very next day, which is why the college kids tend to get so much better so fast as the pros, because they have instant feedback with the film, okay. And the price, I think, I was talking to parents being for a different kind of football academy next weekend. Essentially, what we're paying for the overnight camp, which is crazy for a 2-day event. The price is almost half of what we come to charging for the football academy in the spring. So I think it'll be a great opportunity for some of you guys that maybe need some more coaching, a little more time, or want more feedback to have that. Okay? And then you kind of come from there to the camps and some of you talked about already. Then for those guys who receive awards or are nominated or are recognized this week, we'll be invited to play in the All-American Games in Dallas. How many guys here who are campers right now were invited to and went to Dallas last year? Good. We'll talk more about that as the week goes on, okay, later on this week, but it's every age group has a couple award winners. You all get invited to Dallas, and it's a great game for every age group, okay? In Texas Stadium, okay, in Dallas, right, in the house Jerry built, okay? In fact, I believe last year, OD brought more money, people, overall commerce into the Dallas-Fort Worth area off of their bowl games than the Cotton Bowl did, correct? Which is unbelievable to think about it, okay? So we'll talk about that on Wednesday, how our closing ceremonies, okay? So it's really a year-round deal, and that's what OD has become, because that's what our consumers, what our clients have demanded, is a more hands-on interactive approach from our companies that we've done. Okay? So we really appreciate you guys being here, and we really do appreciate all the parts you guys help us put on, because it's really, we all have, our full-time jobs at home, but our passion in summer is without question working with young people, making them better players and better young men in the summer. Okay, so really appreciate you guys doing that for us, okay? At this time, okay, what I want to do, okay, because every camper I coach at, right? I want to have all the campers stand up. Okay. I want all the campers, right, who have a mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle, all right, coach, and even whoever brought you here, if they're here, okay, whatever it is. But if they're here, I want you to walk over to your mom, dad, grandma right now and give them a hug or a high five or kiss them right now. Go. If you're credit card, just grab a seat. Okay? And make sure you say thank you.
Bo, I'll join you too.
All right, now. Come on back, grab a seat, guys. Okay? The reason why we do this, all right, campers, all right, as well as moms, dads, and grandma, grandpas, and so on and so forth, is because we understand, okay, that this is a commitment from all parts, okay, parents, campers, coaches, staff, so on and so forth, okay? And for you campers, you need to be appreciative about that someone in your life, parents, grandparents, coaches, whoever it was, thought enough of you and your talents and the game of football to send you to this camp for this week. So you get all the tools and the teaching and training needed, okay, to become not only a better player, but a better young man, okay? And that's our promise to the parents, okay? So you guys need to be very, very aware of that, okay? For those parents that brought you here, okay? All right? For the parents, okay, it is going to be I mentioned it over, it's going to be our responsibility to make them better at something on Wednesday when we got them today. And I promise you that will happen, okay? Another thing I do, and every camp I coach at, is I talk to the young men, okay, the campers, about both sides of the coin. Okay? Hopefully at this camp, two things will happen on the field, all right, numerous times to each one of you. Okay? Hopefully at some point in time in camp, believe it or not, we all hope this as coaches, you get knocked down. You get knocked down in practice, you get knocked down in drill. Someone knocks you over in scrimmage. We hope that happens, okay? Because that's part of football, and that's part of life, getting knocked down. But what's the most important part of getting knocked down, guys? Get back up. It's a very, very important to learn to keep on getting back up. You might get knocked down 10, 12 times. You get up 13 times. Okay? That's the most important lesson to learn from that part of the coin. And on the other part of the coin, we also hope that every single person has the opportunity to knock somebody else down. On the field, in a legal, okay, in a legal way within the whistles. Not the doors, not the hotel, not walking to and from, not then, okay? That is getting in trouble, okay? But on the field, within the lines, you know, when it's knocked down and knock someone else down, and then in turn, turns around, pulls their hand down, picks them up, passes them back, and goes back to the huddle, okay? It's a very, very important to learn for both sides of the coin. To be the aggressor with the aggressing, to get knocked down, get back up, and then go up and knock someone else down, okay? It's a very, very important to learn from all of us to become better young men and better players. And I promise you, at this camp, we're going to push you in a position that both those things are going to happen to each one of you. You'll be surprised, even if you're a big guy, someone's going to knock you down. It's going to happen. Okay, if no one else in camp can knock you down, then Coach Sven will knock you down. Right, Coach Sven? Okay, but it's important to learn, okay, how to react to both those lessons, okay? You get back up, you get yourself off, help somebody up, and go on the next play, okay? Nothing that happens on the field, fellas, ever spills over to the dorm room, to the hotel, or here. What happens out there stays out there, what happens here stays in here. Does that make sense? Those are two separate entities. Okay, you don't get mad at someone because they didn't throw your ball, they just go out there and try to fight them in here. It never happens. It does, we'll have a serious issue with you guys. I don't foresee that being a problem in this game. Does that make sense? Okay, parents, grandparents, any questions at all? For me, for the coaching staff, for anybody, we would get help answer for you guys. Yes, sir. I'm sorry? I don't answer that question, but Jeannie does. As soon as I get out of here, she's going to walk up and answer all the kind of non-football related questions of the camp for all the parents, as far as drop-off day campers, certain day campers, certain closed service, all that.
I'll get their parent orientation.
Any questions, guys? Gene, did I miss anything, Gene?